One of the most important things, in my perspective, about being on a spiritual path is that hopefully you're creating a rich life for yourself. Sure, maybe abundance, rich, money, but the riches of life, more than just money. Like, who wants the money if you're sick, or if you're working 80 hours a week and you're not enjoying yourself or the money? To me, a spiritual path is all about making your life bigger, better, more wonderful. One of the most important things is when people get older, I say one of two things tends to happen. They either get wiser or sometimes bitter. Wiser means that they've been around the block, life has taught them some valuable lessons, slapped them around some and kind of showed them some of the ways. When you're young, you kind of think you're invincible, and your body sometimes is invincible. But as you get a little older, like in your 30s, your 40s, you start to kind of go, you know what? I don't know everything. Everything's not quite working out the way I thought. You find that there's more layers. You find that there's things that are more meaningful that you might be missing out on. And one of the worst things is, no matter what age, whether you're a teenager, in your 20s, or your 80s, depression would be the worst. Being unhappy, feeling empty, feeling like your life doesn't have meaning, feeling like you don't have purpose. That is one of the most difficult things. It's kind of maybe like going to an ice cream parlor and all the flavors of ice cream are like diet and empty. And they're all like ice water instead of ice cream. They're devoid of the thick, rich cream, the wonderful experience. So one of the hardest things also is, as a spirituality teacher, when I see that people are going down one path versus a path that is going to be more fulfilling for them, the ice cream path, if you will, and instead they're sort of taking the lesser, more empty path, the path where they're like, oh, this is going to be fine, because it's easier, or it doesn't require them to look deeper, to go deeper into themselves, then it's so hard, because once you get too far down the road, changing gears, it's never impossible, but some of the things become unattainable in the sense that you can only go so far, right? In other words, the older you get, the less road you have ahead of you. It's never too late to raise your energy. It's never too late to change your life. It's never appropriate to say, I'm too old for that. I'm too old to start a new class. I'm too old to have purpose in my life. That's not true. The universe is unlimited, and its purpose is for you to expand yourself, for you to raise your energy and become a bigger and better version of you. And the universe therefore provides what you need to do it all along. Now, if you're far gone and on your deathbed, well, okay, maybe I'll concede that at that point, there's still some you and the universe can do together, but it's true, you're not going to have as much time and energy and opportunities, absolutely. So that's a little exaggerated, but it happens. Make sure that you are bringing purpose to your life now. As you tap into what you're passionate about, as you tap into what's meaningful to you, you're going to make your life rich. As you look at what it is that makes you tick, and what do I mean, or how do you find these things? Some of it is by trial and error. My daughter is just going to be starting college, and I want her to take some classes while she's waiting to start college to find out what she does and doesn't like. She seems to like graphic design or web design, so I'm having her take a class so that she can take the class and go, wow, this is great, I want more of it, or I don't like this, let's not do this again. It's true, you do have to do sort of some experimenting. People often say, look at what you liked when you were a kid, what you thought you wanted to do when you were a kid. And mind you, I didn't have parrots when I was a kid. And at one point, my daughter wanted a parrot. We brought a little budgie home, and that was the beginning of the end. I found a passion. Right, Rosie? Oh, yes. So, you never know where your passion's going to be, when you're going to find it, or anything like that. Oh, you're hungry? You want some peanut butter? Almond butter? I'll get you some. Hold on. Look to see what is going to be meaningful for you. No, you don't have to go and try to find the answer to your universe. The one thing that's going to make your whole life click. Sometimes we can find that. Sometimes we can't. When I was in high school, my boyfriend at the time, he knew what was going to make his life click for the rest of his life. He knew what he wanted to do. He had his eyes on the prize, and he was always working toward it. I was so jealous. I was like, I don't know what I want to do. I went to the career center at my college, and I couldn't figure it out. I could not figure it out. But I kept trying, and my husband encouraged me to keep trying, and I have found more than one passion. So of course, spirituality is one of my passions, and so are parrots. And there are a lot of other things that I enjoy, that interest me, and that are meaningful to me, but those are two of the largest. Find what makes you click. Find what interests you. If nothing else, what interests you for today. I had also told my daughter, it's when you dedicate yourself to something, not work. You can have a job, and if you want it to just be a job, it can be. Or you can dedicate yourself to it because you're dedicating yourself to just being able to do this thing that you may not really like, but you're dedicated to it until you find something else, and because in the meantime, it's providing you the opportunity to earn money, to have a roof over your head, maybe to have a bird, maybe to have a vacation, whatever it is. Devote yourself to what's meaningful to you, even if it's not the job, but it's you, the version of you you want that you get through the job. When you do that and you bring some meaning to things and you dedicate yourself to things in your life, you start to totally change things. People who tend to be unhappy, tend to feel more empty, maybe you're depressed, maybe you're bored in life, they generally don't have something they dedicate themselves to. People who are obsessed and are dedicated to something, they're like always researching it, always learning about it, always doing it. They're like, they can't get enough. You have to be careful. If you bring it up, they keep talking about it, like me. If you talk to me about birds, I won't stop. If you talk to me about spirituality, it's hard to stop. So those people, they don't have enough time in the day. They're not bored. They want to create time. They're totally into it. Their lives are full. They wake up in the morning all by themselves because they're excited. Make sure that you're waking up in the morning because you're excited, no matter what age you are. When you give yourself that richness, you're going to have a good experience today, and when you are on whatever deathbed may or may not find you, tomorrow or in 100 years, you're going to have very different conversations with the universe. You're going to feel very differently, and you're going to love every minute of it. And you'll wrap up a fabulous life as it should be. Thanks for joining me in this video. If you have any questions or comments, please be sure to put them below. I love helping people raise their energy. I do that by helping them get in the flow. If you want to learn about flowing, make sure to sign up for my newsletter where you'll get a free class on flowing your energy. Because when you flow your energy, you start to work with energy, and when you're working with energy, you can find problems to solutions. You can manifest things. You can change your mind. You can have a totally rich and different and effortless experience. And those are the best kinds. Making life work never works. Letting it all come together, fly to you, is always fabulous. See you next time.